What happened to Chad Morris? How did Arkansas football become the butt of jokes that used to be reserved for Kansas and lately UCLA? This was the program that Frank Broyles built, the 1964 national champions, the place that turned Lou Holtz back into a name.
He's one of the most popular figures in college athletics, and it's a pleasure to have him here. Would you welcome, please, Coach Lou Holtz?
The home of the 10-1 1977 Razorbacks, who thwarted Oklahoma's chance at a national title with a 31-6 victory in the Orange Bowl.
NBC Sports is happy to bring you from Miami the 1978 Orange Bowl. The Sooners from the University of Oklahoma versus the Razorbacks from the University of Arkansas.
The university that gave us Jerry Jones, Jimmy Johnson, and Barry Switzer. How did the Razorbacks fall so far? You can actually start by going back to 2012, when Bobby Petrino got a standing ovation from the Little Rock Touchdown Club for apologizing for lying about having an affair with an Arkansas staffer and former All-SEC volleyball player after his infamous motorcycle crash. You cannot make this stuff up. You can actually start even further than that. But I prefer to start there because it was that time when Bobby Petrino had Arkansas humming. But Petrino was fired, and the Razorbacks have not been back since.
Obviously, bad call.
You could say Arkansas put themselves in this mess when they went to get a coach who had done nothing but win at Wisconsin in Bret Bielema.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
From 2006 to 2012, Bielema won at least 7 games every year in Madison, Wisconsin, and had 4 double-digit win seasons. Then he came to the SEC.
I don't want to make anybody's job harder.
After 5 seasons with an 11-29 record in conference play, including a 1-7 record in his final season, Bielema was let go just in time to help the New England Patriots win a Super Bowl in 2018. Salt, meet open wound. It seems so long ago when Arkansas competed for SEC supremacy alongside Alabama, Georgia, Auburn, and LSU, especially with the knowledge that Arkansas lost to San Jose State on September 21st, 2019, at home. The San Jose State Spartans had beaten just 2 FBS opponents in the last 3 years prior to getting a win against the Power 5 conference of Power 5 conferences. Razorback quarterback Nick Starkel threw 5 interceptions. The defense gave up over 500 yards of offense. And now you'd have a hard time finding a Razorback fan who wouldn't donate money toward a buyout for the man many thought would return Arkansas football to its former glory in Chad Morris.
It always will be about the Arkansas Razorbacks, regardless of who we play.
Nobody would have blamed you if you thought Morris was the guy either. When Nick Saban won his first national title at Alabama, Morris was the best coach in Texas high school football. The comparison to Art Briles as a high school football legend was in vogue. In 16 seasons, he'd put together a record of 169-38, an 81.6% winning percentage. In 2008-2009, he coached quarterback Garrett Gilbert and powerhouse Lake Travis High to back-to-back 16-0 state championship seasons. A year after Gus Malzahn left Tulsa to become the offensive coordinator at Auburn, Todd Graham tapped Morris to run the offense in 2010. And run it he did. The Golden Hurricane went 10-3, ranked 5th in total offense at over 505 yards a game, and 8th in scoring at over 41 points per game. It beat 24th ranked Hawaii 62-35 in the Hawaii Bowl on Christmas Eve and finished ranked number 24 in the AP poll. Less than a month later, Morris was offered and accepted the offensive coordinator position at Clemson under head coach Dabo Swinney in 2011. And he kept right on winning. The Clemson Tigers went 10-4 in his first year and finished ranked number 22 in the country. By the end of that year, he was tied with Malzahn as the highest paid assistant in college football. In 2012, the Tigers finished 11-2 and number 11 in the country. In 2013, they won 11 games again and finished number 8 in the country. Following another 10-win season and another top 25 finish, this time at number 15, Morris decided it was time for him to run a program of his own. And maybe that was his mistake.
Big mistake. Big. Huge.
After interviewing for the job at Texas Tech 2 years prior, Southern Methodist University announced him as its new head coach on December 1, 2014. Following a 1-11 season in 2014, Morris doubled the win total, finishing 2-10, and doubled down on recruiting the state of Texas. After a 5-7 and 7-6 season respectively, Morris looked like he was slowly building a program worthwhile at SMU, but was he ready for a Power 5 job? He certainly thought so, and so did the Arkansas Razorback brass.
I appreciate sincerely your patience during this process.
After a 4-8 season and a 1-7 record in conference play, Bielema was sent packing.
Your opening remarks that you were told that you were relieved of your duties while you were coming off the field. Were you physically coming off the field?
No,
and
it
you
was
hit the locker room
I
yet?
got a little office right over here. And,
Okay, so it was
Julie
private. It wasn't saddle up to you and
it
talk
wasn't
to you.
brutal. I've never been let go before, so.
And Morris was welcomed in to the tune of a 6-year deal worth $3.5 million annually and announced as the 33rd head coach in Razorback football history on December 6th, 2017. University of Arkansas Vice Chancellor for Athletics, Hunter Yurachek, said of the hire, quote, "The future is tremendously bright at the University of Arkansas with the addition of Chad Morris. I am confident that Chad will bring an exciting brand of football, phenomenal student athletes, and championships to Fayetteville, and do it all with high integrity. We all owe a debt of gratitude to the incredible work of Julie Cromer Peoples in leading a comprehensive search and helping to bring a high caliber coach to Arkansas," end quote. Oof, search firms finna take a hit. Morris and his program responded with a loss to Colorado State and a 44-17 beatdown by North Texas in Fayetteville in 2 of its first 3 games of the 2018 season. They were winless in conference play. Their only wins came against Eastern Illinois and, ironically, Tulsa. Now, 4 games into the 2019 season, the Razorbacks have suffered perhaps their most humiliating defeat this century.
They outcoached us, and it was very disappointing in the effort that we got tonight.
The Razorbacks have now suffered losses to Group of 5 teams in back-to-back seasons for the first time since 1995-96. And worse yet, Morris is now 2-12 overall against FBS competition, does not have a single win against a Power 5 team on his resume as a head coach, and is just 6-12 as a head coach at 2 stops. The schedule doesn't get any easier in 2019. either with games left versus number 17 Texas A&M, at Kentucky, versus number 8 Auburn, at number 2 Alabama, versus Ole Miss, versus Western Kentucky, at number 4 LSU, and versus Missouri. It's clear Morris knows from coaching offense, and his basketball on grass can work. And he certainly can teach his spread. Listening to him explain how he teaches quarterbacks to identify coverages and attack them is simply delightful. But the big job, the CEO job in college football, hasn't been a fit. The buyout is $9.8 million to get rid of Chad Morris, which is a little less than the $11.9 million it took to send Bret Bielema packing. Keep that in mind as the Chad Morris experience will soon come to an end, and perhaps a Razorback rebuild can finally begin. But before it does, Arkansas, you've messed this up twice. Please don't go for strike 3.
Doesn't mean it's a lifetime contract that he's there.